quiet on the set, please? Padded Room Radio back on the air for the second time tonight. I am Darian. I am still here doing it again. Doing it all over again just for you because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this podcast. Obviously, as you can tell by all the burping and farting that happens on a weekly basis. Speaking of burping and farting, here comes Dusty.
We're doing it. Oh, it's like now?
Happening.
It's good to go now?
Happening.
Oh, okay.
It's so far.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just don't touch anything.
Okay.
What's up, Big Daddy?
Nothing. Just getting used to the new digs over here.
Yeah, man. We rearranged the whole shit. We're out in a new room, and I was basically evicted from the old podcasting studio because my son wants his own room.
It's probably for the best.
I know. He's going to discover parts of his body very soon. I can't be doing a show in the Jack Shack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up with you, man? It's been a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. Just doing the whole end of the school year, 8th grade graduation shit.
You know, high school, here we come.
Yeah. We were talking earlier. I don't remember us ever getting any pomp and circumstance for graduating 8th grade.
No, there was no graduating 8th grade. You just left.
You just left.
You just left one day, and then you showed up at the other school.
Yeah, good luck in high school, kid.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't even think my parents said congratulations for 8th grade.
I didn't get shit.
It was nothing to be accomplished, really.
Okay. You know where the new bus stop is? You do? Okay,
yeah.
Great. We'll see you in a couple months, kiddo.
Oh, no, not now. There's parties.
There's
sunset, watch 8th grade sunsets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? In the actual
sunsets?
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, you got to go
That's
watch
why
the
I
sun
wasn't
go
here
down?
last week.
Because you had to go watch the sun.
No, I didn't. I had to take her there and pick her up.
Right.
And, of course, they don't want you to be anywhere near their friends.
Well,
now.
no.
So it's basically hide your face.
Yeah.
Drop me off 3 blocks from the school, and then go fast away so my friends don't see you.
Yeah, of course. It's almost depressing in a way.
Yeah.
I remember, like, my son Deacon, there was like a good 4-year window where I was the coolest guy in the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Daddy, what are we doing? Let's go. Come on, Daddy. Come see these guys. Come on, Daddy. Now it's like, I'm like the homeless guy on the corner that he walks. Hey, how you doing? And then
What's
he keeps
going
on moving. Yeah, he keeps on moving.
You get the what's up, dude, now?
Yeah.
Like,
bruh.
I'm your father, Mrs.
I get a lot of bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Get fucked, you little asshole. God. Right on, man. Well, I've got some big news.
Yes.
I am in a weird point of my life where I just say yes to everything.
Okay.
And because of that, I'm now on a co-ed adult soccer team.
Awesome.
Never played soccer before in my life. My son and my wife are coaching me up.
Okay.
So this is what's happening. I got 6 weeks of soccer.
You were talked into this by your fellow flag football coaches.
Of course,
I assume.
of course,
Gotcha.
of course.
And they know how to play soccer.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure they're pretty good at it.
I'm the only white guy.
So you are going to be the whipping boy.
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to just sit on the bench, to be honest with you. I'm fine with that.
By the time you get to the end of it, so is it it's a field, I guess, right? So
it's indoor.
Oh, okay. So you get the other end of the field, they're going to be going back the other way.
Probably.
So you're going to be the guy in the back chasing.
Hey, wait up! Hey, you come back here! Hold on, I got to tell you something.
Let me kick it one time.
Can I just see the ball? I just want to look at it.
Hey, the game's over. 0-0. Nice game, fellas.
Oh, yeah, great. Oh, Jesus.
Fucking soccer.
It'll be fun either way. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, get your cardio in.
Yeah, and it's I'm getting sick of running all the time.
Yeah, at least it's running with towards a purpose.
With a fucking stopping point, at least. I like
and
that.
Turn around and run back the other way.
Exactly, yeah. So, there's that. Right on, man. Well, my midlife crisis notwithstanding, we got a regular horror show to get into here, Dusty.
Sounds good.
Horror news, listener mail, all the usual stuff coming at you. Why don't we break it in with a little horror news?
Horror news.
All right, Dusty, go ahead.
All right, so read this story last week, but it's still pertinent today because you guys didn't talk about it. According to a recent report for Deadline, a bidding war for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre IP is expected to begin, or I guess it has begun, as of yesterday, June 9th. Okay, well, there are no clear frontrunners at this time. A number of notable entities are planning to pitch their plans to Verve, the agency that has repped the rights to the slasher franchise since 2017. Yellowstone's Taylor Sheridan wants to get in on the action.
Okay.
Longlegs Oz Perkins wants to get in on it.
Okay.
Monkey Paw Productions Jordan Peele wants to get in on it.
All right.
And they're all separately interested in pursuing the project and putting together pitches. All three of them would only serve as producers at this time, should they be granted the rights. Though Perkins would also co-write with Brian Bertino for Neon.
Okay.
And additionally, T.J. Molnar and Roy Lee are setting up a television pitch that is aligned with A24 and has Austin, Texas native Glenn Powell involved, but he's not starring. So,
okay. All right.
You know who Glenn Powell is, don't you?
No.
I'm sure your wife knows who he is.
Okay. That's all you got to say.
Hangman from Top Gun. He was in that. He was in the new Twisters movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice.
See, Daly knows who he is.
Thank you, disembodied voice from the kitchen.
That's right. I knew she knew. And then also, they're talking about doing what's his name? Roy Lee is talking about writing a TV show.
Okay.
With A24.
Okay.
And just like they're doing with the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake deal.
Okay.
So, exciting.
I'm into that. If I had to pick, dude, I don't think any one of those guys could do like a true-to-form Texas Chainsaw movie. You got Osgood Perkins, who's known for like weird supernatural, very slow, drawn-out movies. Mm-hmm. You got Jordan Peele, who's going to put some kind of a social commentary into it, which, although the last Texas Chainsaw movie did have a pretty hard right-leaning social commentary to it, and I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I wasn't bad at it. I wasn't mad at that at all. All right, well, it's at least we're breathing life into the franchise.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so today, before I came here, the demo for Terrifier the arcade game dropped on PS5.
Okay.
It is pretty fun.
Okay.
Think of Bad Dudes, but you're playing as Art the Clown.
Okay.
Or you can also play as the little girl.
Okay,
right?
nice.
Or you can play as, what's her name, Christy, the mangled face.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But that's...
Why would you want to play as her?
I don't know. Those are the choosable characters.
Okay,
right? So it's like a four-person, think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Sure.
The
old
arcade
school,
game.
stand-up,
right?
yeah.
Or Bad Dudes, right?
Yeah,
so
Simpsons.
Yep. All those above. So
Okay.
you're fighting around. I played through the first level.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Okay.
Right? There's finishing moves. You're beating up cops, and then they go down to their knees, and you pull out a gun, and you shoot them in the head, and then, blood and eyeballs hit the screen.
Nice.
You got to try it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, totally.
There's no word on when the actual full game's coming out.
Okay.
But for right now, anybody who has a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch, I think those are the only two right now you can play the demo. So
I got to download that son of a bitch.
I downloaded it when I was at work because you can do that on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
Just sign into your account because you know how long it takes to fucking download.
Oh, yeah.
the game.
You got to start it the day
It's
before.
insane. Yeah. You buy a new game, you're like, well, I'll play that tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in and let it simmer for about 48 hours.
Yep.
Right on.
That's all I got, bud.
Dude. Are you excited at all about this clown in the cornfield business?
I saw the trailer, and it looked rather silly.
It's not got the best reviews, but it is on VOD effective immediately.
Oh, okay.
So you can go home and watch that if you want. I could probably wait till it hits a Shudder or something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rush.
Because isn't it a Shudder original?
I believe so.
Yeah, so just wait.
Okay, I don't know how to feel about this just yet. Blumhouse is attempting to acquire the rights to the Saw franchise.
I did hear that too.
Now, a few thoughts about Blumhouse and their money-making franchise machine that they are.
Yes.
Good news, if they do get the rights to Saw, we'll have another Saw movie every year, probably until
we die.
Long after we are both dead.
Yeah.
Bad news, they're not going to be that good. They're going to be a little watered down. Probably dull out a lot of the gore and the bloody traps and all that shit. So
Yeah, because that costs money.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Blumhouse is their whole business model is keeping it simple,
Cheap movies,
cheapo movies.
crank them the fuck out.
Crank them out, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how to feel about that.
But if Blumhouse does acquire them, you could have a Halloween Saw crossover because they own both properties now.
That's true. That is true. If they do to the Saw franchise what they did to Halloween, I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't even. What else we got here? Because you weren't here last week.
Nope.
Did you happen to actually watch Mask of the Red Death?
I did not.
Okay. Well, then you might just hold off on that because A24 is adapting a Mask of the Red Death remake feature film.
Oh, all right.
Am I in the mood to get A24'd? Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to watch the movie. You're going to be like, this is badass. And then the last 15 minutes,
Like,
they're
what
going to
the
go
fuck
into
happened?
some fucking artsy-fartsy kaleidoscope, psychedelic. It's going to take about 15 minutes. And then at the end, you're going to go, what the hell? So it was... Wait. No, what? Hold on.
Is completely not what I thought it was.
No,
the whole
I
time.
don't even know what the hell I just saw anymore. Just forget the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, they are known for that.
I don't know if I want to... I mean, they've done...
I watched a couple A24 movies this past couple
Some
weeks.
of them are good, though.
Yeah.
So, like, Hereditary, pretty good. Green Knight pissed me right off.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
What else you got? Midsummer. Yeah, it was okay.
That's all right.
There's some good ones. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. You're a Stephen King guy.
Yes,
I know
I am.
you are. Are you all? Have you read the complete works up to date?
I haven't read. I think he dropped the book last year, and it was part of the Holly Gibney thing, which was tied into Mr. Mercedes.
Okay.
And the same characters and stuff. And I wasn't really. I read Mr. Mercedes, and I think the sequel to it, and it's not my deal. It's all kind of more detective novel, if you will.
Sure.
I just wasn't into it. So he dropped another one that was in the line with that series last. I think this 2024. I didn't read it, but I don't know. I haven't read them all, but I've read majority of the classic works or all the ones that are known. I've read those.
The big ones.
The big ones, yeah.
All right. What about?
Go ahead.
What about the Institute?
No, that's one I have not read.
Okay.
Because I read things about his social commentary, and I just said, they'll skip that one.
All you have to do, and I don't mean to besmirch the man, just take a look at his Twitter account.
Oh, I know. I don't.
There is not an ounce of testosterone to be had anywhere in his immediate vicinity.
Right.
What he needs is a bowling team, I think. He needs to join a bowling team.
Needs to get something manly going in his life.
And stop with the politics, buddy. Anyway, trailers are out for The Institute, already adapted into a full feature film.
Movie or it's a movie? Okay.
Yeah. I did not watch the trailers because I don't know anything about The Institute.
I don't either.
Lastly, trailers are also out. This one you might recognize, Abraham's Boys.
Yes, I read
Joe
that.
Hill.
Yep, I
it's
did
a
read
Dracula
that.
story.
Yep, it's good.
I saw the trailer to that one.
Yep.
Looks pretty dope.
I read it's a short story, I believe.
I believe
it's
so.
Part of a
20th Century Ghosts, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I read that.
I'm excited for that one.
Yep.
That one looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. From what I gather, it has something to do with Abraham Helsing and his sons living in the United States.
Right, yep,
And
exactly.
his wife gets some kind of a hooga
I
booga put on her.
can't remember because, you read those short stories and then they all kind of
Meld
together,
Yeah.
But I know I've read it, so, and I watched the trailer, so looks pretty good.
I'm into it. Right on. That's all we got on the horror news, hot dog. You ready for some listener mail?
Yep.
Let's go.
Listener mail.
We got some voicemails coming our way, senor. Let's kick it off with our main man in Alabama. Here comes Alan.
How's it going, Alan?
Padded room, what's up?
What's
Hope
up, dude?
everybody's doing good. Let's see.
Huh.
You
all right?
Meat Hook, 60s horror.
Yeah,
Number
we think-
one's got to be Night of the Living Dead.
My man.
That movie just hits.
Of course.
Number two, well, crap, I got to think about this. Anyway,
Okay.
Darian, thanks for that, Boots, Boots, Boots song,
You like that?
recommendation. I went and looked it up more. That's crazy.
It is.
I thought I called in last week when y'all weren't there, but I watched Companion.
What do you
I
think
really
of that?
liked it.
That was a good show.
Then I watched a little movie called Beaten to Death.
Okay.
That was a rough watch, but what's so funny is, or I thought it was funny, so Shelly, like, later that night, I was in my room chilling, listening to death metal,
Attaboy.
and Shelly's like, what are you listening to? And I was like, well, it's a dying fetus subjected to a beating.
Okay.
She's like, what is wrong with you? What were you watching earlier? I said, this movie called Beaten to Death. Now, I'm wearing a Cannibal Corpse t-shirt while she's talking to me.
That's fair.
And she just looks at me, she's like, oh, God, look at you. You surround yourself with, like, darkness, and that's what's wrong with you. I thought it was funny.
Me too.
Anyway, what do you think about those 60s movies? And I will get back to y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Sounds good, man. Did you happen to listen to last week's show?
I did.
Did you catch the song I played?
Yes.
Boots, Boots, or it's actually called Pistachio,
Okay.
which is Italian. I'll spare you the whole history lesson, but the lyrics behind that song is actually a poem written in the early 1900s by an Englishman who slowly went insane during a forced march from, I think, Spain all the way to South Africa.
Oh, shit.
It was supposed to be in a war. By the time they got down there, the war's
over.
Turn around, march your ass right back to England, and just went insane to the sound of boots, 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 moving up and down again, boots, boots.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
now.
it's insane when you get into the history of it. But I don't want to bore anybody any more than I already have. Alan did call back.
All right, so back to it. 60s horror movies. Night of the Living Dead, Blood Feast, and Psycho.
Blood Feast. Okay.
Varian RU, The Pit and the Pendulum.
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought maybe. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
You got me. Pit and the Pendulum, dude. That's not a fun movie. I mean, well, there's the Vincent Price version, of course, which is kind of 60s and kind of like weird romance and stuff. But then there's a 1991 Full Moon remake with Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That one gets a little pornographic there, Dusty. Woo. Let's get down to Southern California. Here comes Mr. Tom Hardy. Hey-yo!
Hey, old Padded Room. How's my favorite degenerate this week?
What's up, big dog?
Everyone is doing well. Hey, wanted to get in real quick there.
Yeah.
On the educating department.
It's an easy one.
I think I got you, but full disclosure, I haven't actually seen this flick.
Okay.
So, but just from hearing talking about it, I think it is Witchfinder General.
No.
Who knows? Could be wrong on that.
Close, though.
On the movies from the 60s, not much of a 60s guy, come to find out.
Okay.
You know, but, I mean, there's some good shit in there for sure. So let me just get three out of the way here.
All right.
Number 3, Peeping Tom.
Okay.
Number 2, Psycho. Fucking, that's a great flick.
It's a classic.
I don't know
Sure.
how that can possibly be a 60s flick, let alone an early
Doesn't
60s.
feel like
It's so
one, right?
fucking good. And then number 1, of course, yes, you're right, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, buddy.
As far as the what are you looking at department, I did get to catch a couple of things, all new watches. I saw Peninsula, I guess kind of not
Korean.
exactly a sequel to Train to Busan, but kind of a sequel.
Spin-off.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It just definitely didn't have the same emotional impact.
Yeah.
But you could see it was really trying for it.
Okay.
I don't know. Just didn't work for me
Okay.
as well as Train to Busan. But still fun, enjoyable flick.
Right on.
Then got to catch Last Shift.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Flick, man. This was a good one.
Yeah, buddy.
I know you guys talked about it a number of times, and you speak highly of it. Gotta agree, man. Last Shift was fantastic.
Yes, sir.
And then I caught the new Predator. The
Killer of Killers?
Killer of Killers. Killer? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Killer, some fucking thing like that.
I got you.
And, man, I really wanted to like this flick, man.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's animated for one thing.
Yeah.
So I was already kind of put off.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck it, it's a Predator flick. And who knows, when you go animated, you don't have to worry about CGI. You don't have to worry about what, the special effects budget can cover.
True.
I don't want to say much about it because it's fucking brand new, but I don't know. The thing I will say, it doesn't feel like a fucking Predator flick.
Yeah.
One of the things that always, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because it's fucking brand new, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't had an opportunity.
Well, I appreciate
so
that.
I'll say nothing more.
All right.
Anyway, that's all I got. Hope all is well. Love you like family. Bye now.
Love you too, Tom Hardy. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Tom Hardy.
I have you watched it yet?
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be on my. What are you looking at?
We'll reserve judgment. I have not. It's kind of the hard road to travel down with the Predator because, like, Predator 1, you could almost call it a slasher in a weird way. The first Predator movie, right?
Totally.
Predator 2, almost more of a cop drama in a weird way.
Yeah, it's an action flick.
Yeah.
I'd consider that more of action. I mean, Predator 1's action, but they are being stalked
and killed by this mysterious creature. And then you get into, like, after that, you get, like, Predator versus Alien Requiem, Predators. After that, you're just full-on sci-fi action. Mm-hmm. So you gotta understand that that's what you're going to get in a Predator movie.
It's the same thing that happened to the Alien franchise, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Alien was a total slasher.
Sure.
Single alien, more gravity to it because there's only a certain amount of people on the ship, and then boom, right into Aliens, which is an action movie, but is totally fucking badass.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that fleshing out and making the stakes a little higher, even with the Predator, I thought Predator 2 was definitely not as good as Predator 1, but there's those moments where you're like, oh my god, there's like 5 of them on the ship, and it's fucking cool, and they gave him a old
musketeer
thing. Like, it was fucking awesome. New weapons and the net thing that he shoots at that guy.
Oh yeah,
and, I mean,
the disc that goes all the way around the room. Yeah,
totally. So just fleshing out a badass sci-fi alien hunter, right? I mean, he was already had me from the Arnold movie. He already had me from Predator. When I was a kid, I loved that fucking movie. So good.
Totally.
And then he just show me all more of his cool toys and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a Predator fanboy.
Me too. Except for the Predator.
No.
Which
terrible.
I prefer to just pretend doesn't exist.
Exactly. Agreed. 100%. That is poo.
If Marvel tried to make a Predator movie, that's what it is.
It's the worst.
I digress. Dusty, you got anything for Alan or Tom Hardy?
Nope. Thanks for calling in, guys.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it.
Let's get ourselves into a movie, senor.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? You'll see human heads without bodies. Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Don't try to escape, you can't.
No.
Are you ready, dear?
is. Damn you.
The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
Okay, fine. Oh, it is The House on Haunted Hill, Dusty.
That it is.
The original from 1959. This one got 6.7 stars on IMDb. Directed by William Castle. Does that name ring any bells?
It sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you where from.
So he was the one behind all of these schlocky 50s horror films.
Okay.
The Tingler, 13 Ghosts, this one, obviously. But he invented the immersovision. So
is that the one with the seat
seat
vibrates?
Zaps you, and then they like pipe
Pump
in
smells and
different
shit in?
smells
Yeah.
in. They actually started that with this movie.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
tell. We'll get into that here in a second. But it's written by Rob White, stars Vincent Price, Carol Omart, and Richard Long. This movie is quote unquote approved. They didn't have like a I don't know,
MPAA rating system.
whatever that nonsense is. So it was approved. Good job. You got approved. This is a classic, dude. And it's been the subject of a couple of remakes now.
Yes.
1999's being the most successful and prolific, but this is where it all started. We open up with Elijah Cook Jr.
Just his head.
Just his head. And he's staring right at the camera, and he kind of zooms in at you, and he's going to give you a quick monologue about, I am the owner of the house on Haunted Hill. 7 people have died there. Mm-hmm. You might be next. And then he fades off.
Right.
And then here comes Vincent Price's head. Pshoom!
Talking to the audience.
That's right. Good evening. I'm Frederick Lauren, and I'll be hosting a party tonight at the house on Haunted Hill. There'll be ghosts and murders and other shit and alcohol and things like that. So you don't see stuff like that in movies anymore. And it's probably for the better.
It was basically like introducing a play or something, like a live action. Because they're talking directly to the audience. And
it's basically saying, here's a whole truckload of exposition that we don't have the time or the money or the writing to fill you in on. So just severed heads coming at you.
Okay, so your point is we hate when there's scrupulous dialogue that basically explains how long I've known you, what you do for a living, and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Well, this solved all that.
That did. Just knock that shit right out of there.
Right out of the beginning.
Yeah.
Or just give everybody this homework to do before they watch the movie. Just read everybody's bio.
Absolutely. Here you go. Here's a quick questionnaire we need you to fill out. I mean, that's fine. It felt very much to me like you're putting a commercial of the movie in front of the movie, even though I'm already watching the movie.
In the seat,
so I don't really need the commercial. I'm already here.
Right.
You got my $6 or whatever.
Oh, back in the day, it was probably 5 cents.
Something like that. Anyway, so basically, that's what's happening. Vincent Price is playing Frederick Lauren. He's an eccentric millionaire, and he is holding a dinner party for his wife's birthday, and he's invited 5 random people to show up. They're not really random. They have all different things going on. One of them works for him. Another one's a test pilot. Another one's a doctor. Another one's a therapist, I think.
Yeah, psychiatrist.
And good news, they're all getting $10,000 apiece to spend the night at the house on Haunted Hill.
I did look that up, what the exchange rate is in today's dollars. Do you take a guess on how much $10,000 in 1959 would be in today's?
As of 2023, it was about $105,000.
You're pretty fucking right on the.
Yeah,
it was 2025 was 109,000. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I did the same research.
Yeah.
We got that going for us.
Because they're saying $10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
I mean,
if there's a chance of death, I don't know if I'm going to do it.
I probably would have done it for free. Yeah. I'll pay him $10,000. Let me spend the night in that house with your hot wife. So there's that. And now we're going to meet our party invitees. We have Lance Schroeder, test pilot. We have Nora Manning, who happens to be one of the secretaries for one of
his companies
Lauren's companies that he owns. We have Dr. Ruth, the psychiatrist.
No, I think she was a
Wasn't she
writer or something, or she was...
That's right. She was a columnist.
Columnist, yeah.
And then we have the other doctor who's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
But apparently he can also bandage wounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think back in the 50s, if you had a doctor, you were known as doctor, you handled all kind of things, right?
Bloody nose.
Sure.
Wounded inner child.
Yeah.
Oedipal complex.
Tell me how you feel about this paper cut.
Yeah, while I slap you with a Band-Aid.
Gotcha.
There you go. All-purpose doctors. You don't see that anymore. They all come rolling up to the house. They all get into the house. Now, in the intro, Watson Pritchard, played by Elijah Cook Jr., says that the house has been there for over 100 years.
It looks pretty modern to me.
It was built, the house that the movie was shot at, those exterior shots, built in the 1920s.
Okay.
This movie's made in 1959, so it's barely 30 years old. All right, wise guy. Let's quit thinking about things, will you? Here they all come. They're walking around. They get inside. They get into the entryway. They're all very confused about why the hell they got invited and who the fuck everybody is, because nobody knows anybody here, so this is a little strange. And then down walks Vincent Price, played by Frederick Lauren. He's like...
No, Frederick Lauren, played by Vincent Price.
Is that what I said? That's not what I said?
Strike that in reverse.
Okay, yeah. One of them. Here he comes. Those two guys.
Yeah.
He's like, well, good evening and welcome to my party. My wife will be down shortly. I'll just go check on her. And he goes up and checks on his wife, Annabelle, played by Carol Omart. I think she was supposed to be sexy. I didn't find her all that attractive myself. Kind of a see you next Tuesday. Too.
Kind of, yeah. Maybe very.
It could be. Well, really just to him, though. To everybody else, she seemed pretty cool.
The banter back and forth between them, like, oh, you're going to try to kill me again. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, she already tried to kill you once?
Yeah, apparently. Basically, we get a quick backstory on these two. They hate each other. He offers her on the spot, I'll give you $1 million right now just to go away. Just go and never come back.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm not leaving. I want it all. And the only way she's going to get it all is if he dies and she inherits it. She won't even give him a divorce.
No.
And she can't really because he's got evidence of her cheating on him with several other dudes.
Right,
so.
and that would null and void any prenup, I'd imagine.
That's right.
So why doesn't he just divorce her?
Because he doesn't want to give her the satisfaction, I don't think.
Gotcha.
He's kind of a prick, too,
Oh,
Dusty.
yeah, totally.
But much smoother with it, you know what I mean?
Calculated.
Yeah, I like it. I like that guy.
He's had 3 previous wives, and they're all no longer with us.
One of them disappeared, 2 of them died.
Right. Yeah.
Whew.
Why would you? It's not his first rodeo.
Why would you marry that guy? That's a bad track. I mean, he's loaded, but still,
Maybe
I don't know.
You can change him.
That's true. Well, she ain't the one. We get a fun little, remember the time you poisoned me? Yeah, that was great, wasn't it?
Too bad I didn't work, dickhead.
Yeah. And then he shakes up a bottle of champagne and points it at her like a pistol. I don't think you could actually... Maybe could you kill somebody with it?
No. Might be able to put an eye out.
For sure. Yeah, piss him right off. You motherfucker! Hit me with that. Anyway, that goes back and forth, and they get kind of antsy in the pantsy. Meanwhile, downstairs, as our party guests are kind of making themselves drink, the chandelier falls and almost crushes Nora Manning.
Nora,
Luckily, Lance pushes her out of the way at the last second.
Grabs her and pulls her away.
Pulls her in. After that, Watson Pritchard, who happens to be the current owner of the house, is like, well, come on, I'll give you a tour of the place. And he takes him around. He's like, oh, there's been a murder in almost every room in the house. My his brother-in-law and his wife, and I think the wife's sister, had stayed in the house previously. Mm-hmm. And the wife killed the brother-in-law and her sister.
Right.
And chopped them up. And their bodies were found, but their heads were never located.
Yep.
So Watson is like, you can hear them whispering to each other in the night. Ooh. Goes down to the cellar.
Wine cellar.
The wine cellar. Why would you have a vat of acid?
The guy did that. One of the other stories of the people that stayed there was of some guy that wanted to, I think, kill somebody, his wife, somebody.
Right.
And did the vat of acid to kill him.
Why? Okay, why is it still there, is my question.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to get that. That's a safety concern.
Right.
Get that fucking thing out of here, man.
It wouldn't have eaten through the wood or whatever it's sitting in.
It's a very particular kind of acid.
I got you. Only eats flesh.
Yes. Picks the flesh clean, leaves the bone.
Right.
As we find out when we find a very large dead rat and throw it in there.
Yep.
We really should be more concerned about the rodent problem, I think, in this house. Because that thing was huge.
Yep.
Anyway, picks all the flesh off the rat, so that is clearly acid and very dangerous. Should probably at least cover it up.
Well, they got a little trapdoor.
Yeah, but fuck that, man.
But they keep leaving it open.
Yeah, they close it, fucking lock it, cement over it, and call a irrigation company or something. I don't know.
There wasn't EPA rules back then. They just drained it out into the yard.
That's right. You got a guy next to you, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck
and
him.
his dog.
Oh, it sucks. His property's lower than mine.
Well,
so.
I had a vat of acid. I had to get rid of it. What did you want me to do?
Well, I'm not going to dump it down my drain.
Absolutely not, Ed. God, get a hold of yourself. So that's pretty creepy. And what's even creepier is what happens after this. Because everybody's leaving the cellar, and they're like, well, this is pretty good. Stay away from that vat of acid. Let's get out of here. Lance, corners Nora and won't let her leave the cellar. He's like, hey, holds the door shut. Mm-hmm. And she's like, excuse me. And he's like, no, you can't leave. All right. Now, I get it. You're at a party. You've already had a couple of cocktails. You're eyeing up the 21-year-old secretary, thinking, I'm going to give me some of that tonight.
You know I'm a pilot, baby.
Yeah. Okay, well, you can't just, abduct her into a part of the house.
I think the rules were a little different in the 50s.
Clearly, but at the same time, goddamn, man, how about be a gentleman and at least offer her a drink or something?
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, we're going to the cellar. Lock her in there. He corners her in there, and he's like, hey, how did you get invited? And she's like, I don't know. I'm just a secretary, but I need $10,000. He's like, yeah, I'm a test pilot. I need $10,000 too. They start walking around, checking out the cellar, getting to know each other. There's a bunch of doors. You open one door, there's just a bunch of bottles. Open another door, I don't know, some
wine casks
making equipment. Opens another door, and it's like a weird kind of closet storage area, but it's
nothing
empty.
in it.
Yeah. So he goes in there, and the door immediately slams behind him. And she's like, oh, shit, Lance, come on, get out of there. All of a sudden, the lights in the cellar start going out one by one. Very creepy. She's freaking right the fuck out. She's, probably 19-year-old secretary. And out of the shadows of one of the hallways comes what I can only describe as a hag.
Yes.
On a hoverboard.
Yes.
Comes
Perfect
out.
Description.
Gives her a and then hoverboards herself back out of there.
Right.
And Nora is like, God fucking damn it.
Blood-curdling scream.
Ah! Goes hauling ass upstairs. Fuck Lance, by the way. He's stuck in there. That's where he's going to be. Goes hauling ass upstairs, gets everybody. Hey, holy shit, I saw a ghost in the cellar, and by the way, Lance just got himself disappeared. We got to go help him get out of there. So everybody goes running back into the cellar. Oh, the door just opens to Lance's little closet. Something hit him in the head and knocked him out.
Yeah, in the front of the head, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, there was a fucking ghost, dude. It's old lady on a hoverboard came out here, just went right back in the shadow. She's gone. And everybody's like, holy shit, that was really a ghost because we didn't see anybody come out of the cellar. So, oh, fuck me. Scary stuff.
Yeah.
And then here comes Lance with his head wound. He's like, I don't know what happened. I was in there and I took a bump on the head.
I took a crack to the old noggin.
And the doctor's like, well, this room is empty. The only way you could have done this is if you ran at full speed into the wall over here. Yeah, I don't know.
I think hysteria is setting in.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe we should take it easy on the booze here, fellas. At that point, well, okay, maybe something weird is going on. We're going to cut back to Frederick Lauren and his wife. There again. Oh, what did you put something in the booze, Fred? Oh, you're crazy. You're trying to kill me again. And he's like, if I was going to kill you, you'd already be dead. Big back and forth. They hate each other so much. Mm-hmm. It's I get it though, man, because he's a millionaire, and if I'm her, I'm not gonna just start dating the bartender, down at the corner. I'm accustomed to this millionaire lifestyle,
sure.
And if he wants out, he's got to give her half. So fuck
but
you.
She wants the whole thing.
I know, but she's looking to kill him, and he could easily disappear her at the same time.
Yeah. Very tenuous relationship. Who's going to kill who first?
Dude, here, I'll set you up with an apartment 2 towns over. Have fun. Here's a couple, I don't know, $60,000 a month. Go crazy. Bang whoever you want. Just don't come over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's how a lot of millionaire weddings, like marriages, work out.
Dissolve.
Yeah. No, we're still together. We're still married. You're not touching my shit. But go live far away from me and do whatever the hell you want. Just stay away.
Sure, I guarantee that's how a lot of them are.
I don't blame them. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty creepy. So now we're back upstairs in the party ballroom area, patching up Lance. Nora comes by, and Lance is like, hey, meet me in the hallway in 5 minutes. Nora's like, okay, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not going to get cornered by you again
No.
Mr. Rapey Pants.
Exactly there, Captain, trying to get me alone. But she does anyway, and he steals some candles, and they abscond back into the cellar. Brilliant idea. While Lance was down there, he's like, I want to know what hit me in the head. So they go back into that little room, and then they're like, wait a minute, the room next to us is 20 feet longer. So Nora goes on one side of the thing, and Lance is on the other side, and they're in 2 different rooms, but they're going up and down the same wall, and knocking, and she's knocking, and knocking, and she's knocking, trying to figure out where one stops and the other one starts, I guess.
Yeah.
And again, here comes our hag on the hoverboard, and this time she just shows up and gives a
and then just keeps going.
And then just takes it. Doesn't even acknowledge Nora at all. Nora freaks right the fuck out.
Yep.
Holy shit! Goes hauling ass out of there. Reconnects with Lance outside of the rooms. There's a fucking ghost. It was the same old lady on the hoverboard, and she's freaking right out. She looked really pissed, by the way.
And he says there's nowhere for her to come from.
Yeah, she couldn't. There's nothing here, Sweet Pea. And here comes everybody else to come see what all the screaming is about. Our doctor is like, well, that looks like hysteria. Okay. Yeah, you could say that. Now everybody is officially freaked out. So we decide, okay, now one of the rules of the party is that the doors get locked from the outside at the stroke of midnight. At this point in the movie, it's 40-ish, yeah, something like that. So we decide we're going to all show everybody where everybody's bedroom is, get everybody situated. We'll meet down back at the ballroom area just before midnight. Anybody wants to leave can do so, but if you leave, you don't get your $10,000. Okay, yeah, sounds good. So they get up there, they get situated in their bedrooms. Lance cannot stay in his own fucking room.
He's a bit of a busybody.
Horny son of a bitch. I'm telling you, man, he would have jumped on the old lady if Nora was.
The hag?
Oh, yeah. He would have banged. He probably would have banged the doctor, too, for all I know. They get up there. They get their bedrooms. Everybody's kind of like, okay, great. Everything's cool. Nora looks in she opens her suitcase.
Yep.
Fuck me, there's one of the severed heads, Dusty.
Head. Yep.
Holy shit, that's a fucking head. Nora, of course, this is the best part of the whole movie. Nora opens the suitcase, sees the severed head, gives it 2 beats, and then just goes, ew. This goes on for 30 seconds. She's just staring at it, going,
The scream queens of the 50s were.
It was more of a grunt queen than anything else.
And then the hands the side of the head.
Total swooning going on. Everybody's downstairs waiting for her because they need to make a decision about who's staying and who's going. She goes hauling ass down there. We get down there and we find the caretakers of the house, which happen to be the hag.
Yep.
Was actually just the old lady that works there. She's blind, by the way, and she has to feel her way around, so that's why. Great on a hoverboard, though, which is oddly
That
something.
still doesn't excuse the face.
No.
The haggy face and the hands up.
Yeah,
no. What was that? That wasn't,
I don't know.
That wasn't a blind woman
No.
finding her way through the cellar.
No, this is some kind of martial arts thing. I'm gonna scratch
that
your
was
fucking
intentional.
eyeballs. Oh, yeah. Anyway, her and her husband are there, and Frederick is like, Well, it's almost midnight, so if anybody would like to leave, our caretakers here are leaving. They're going to lock us in as soon as they leave. And then here comes Nora running downstairs. I found one of the severed heads. Holy fucking shit, lady. Okay, everybody just calm down. While they're having this panicked conversation, the caretakers split and go ahead and hit the locking mechanism on the house.
Yep.
Trapping everybody inside. Yep. Frederick's like, well, fucking shit, man. I was going to offer you guys a chance to leave, but I guess they made that decision for us, so now we're stuck here till they open. I think they said they're going to open the house at 8 a.m. or something like that.
I think it was the sunrise, but 8 a.m.
Something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, bros, we're stuck here. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it just did. In the meantime, how about we go upstairs and check out that severed head there, Nora? So they all go running up to Nora's room to check out the severed head, open her suitcase. It's fucking gone.
Yep.
Finally, at this point, Mrs. Lawrence shows up and starts introducing herself to people. Now, I don't know what the wardrobe situation was in 1959, but it looked to me like she was wearing a bathrobe that basically showcased her tits, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it cut
it
off.
Looked like a gown kind of
something,
to me. Yeah.
but she puts some real clothes on and comes down.
Oh yeah, the first.
Like the whole time.
Now she's wearing like a regular dress.
Yeah. Here she comes. She's like, "Hey, I'm Mrs. Lauren. I guess we're all stuck here, so I thought I'd introduce myself. By the way, Schnookums, I think it's time we opened your party favors, don't you?" And he's like, "Oh yes, dear, great idea." He's going to arm everybody.
Yep.
He's giving everybody Berettas.
Colt 1911s.
Is that what it was?
That's what they were.
All right. Well, yeah, and they come in cool little coffins, too.
Yes.
And
I was like, that is awesome.
That is a great idea.
If I ever went to a party and got that, rave reviews.
Absolutely. I'm taking it home with me, but I'm probably going to stop drinking now that now that gunplay is involved.
Oh, sure.
Everybody's like, yeah, I'll take a gun. Why wouldn't I have a gun? In fact, do you have anything bigger? Now everybody's armed with pistols. Uh-huh. And just to make sure that we all know that they're pistols and they're armed, Frederick goes ahead and shoots one of the vases off the mantelpiece. Great idea. All right.
Target practice inside a home that you're renting. With a 45.
Well, I mean, the homeowner is there.
Right.
At this point, Watson...
And he hasn't ever stayed there. He hates the place.
Oh, yeah. And now he's half in the bag. He's just been slamming scotch the whole night long.
Whole question. Okay?
Sure. By all
this
means.
guy looks like he's a derelict of society, right? Looks like he doesn't have a pot to piss in, but he has this giant house in seemingly the Hollywood Hills.
Yes.
Sell the fucker.
Yeah.
I mean, don't disclose the murders and just sell it.
That's a valid point.
He's renting it out to this rich guy. Why don't you just sell it to another rich guy?
I think this whole fucking thing was a scam. And, he's like the tour guide.
Yeah.
And he shows up and, give me some more booze. He probably does this every weekend.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hoping that somebody else gets killed in there.
Yeah.
So he can sell more tickets to
eccentric millionaire.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
And,
he lays it on pretty thick.
Dude, that was Zach Baggins in 1959.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All he needs is like a bro shirt and some stupid glasses.
Totally.
And like a microphone. Bro, did you hear that? All right, anyway. Yeah, he's half in the bag at this point. He's been hitting it hard. So, yeah, no severed head. Really nothing else going on, except now all we have guns. So we decide the best thing to do is probably, everybody, let's just call it a night. All right, let's all go up to our rooms. We'll lock the doors, and then that'll be that. Make sense? Yes, let's do that. Up they go. As soon as we get upstairs, Lance happens upon Mrs. Lauren, who is ready for business.
Yeah, Mrs. Lauren has had a few pool boys in her day, I think.
What? Yeah, she's
ready to work her way up to the pilot.
Ready for a few more, too, I think. She finds him in the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, hello. I can't seem to find my room. Could you help me?" And she's like, "Well, it's right over here." And then she just walks into his room and sits on the bed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to close the door. I'm going to lower the lights. I hope I brought some condoms, because this is about to go down. She's like, "Lance, I have a terrible feeling about tonight. Can I count on you for help if I need it?" And Lance is like, "Well, of course, little lady. I'm here to protect you." Alrighty. So that's pretty scary. About this time, of course, everybody goes to bed, and of course, Lance immediately starts room hopping, trying to get back on top of Nora. Now, I get it. Nora's probably the hottest young lady here in that. Well, she is. I would say she's hotter than Carol Omart, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the old lady. You can the columnist.
She's very. What do you want?
Fragile.
To say? Well, like excitable.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like good Lord,
she's having a right freak out. Is what she's doing, and as she should, obviously. More fun stuff. We get the columnist. She has like a blood stain on the ceiling in her room, and every time she walks under it, it drips down and gets her in the hand.
Yeah.
The ghosts have marked you to be their next victim. Very scary. Very cool. At one point, we hear a bunch of running around. So Nora grows a pair. Well, first she has a right freak out. After we can't find the severed head, she's like, "Everybody out! Get out of my room right now! Get the fuck out of here!" So everybody's like, "Oh shit! Okay, all right."
Would you like a Valium, my dear?
Yeah. I don't need a goddamn Valium. Okay. Everybody hauls ass out of there. She starts hearing sounds from outside of her room, so she gets up, gets her gun, and goes running around the house. At this point, this is where we kind of the what I'm going to call the triple cross kind of starts to take place. While she's running around chasing these phantom sounds with a loaded weapon, we find, unfortunately, the dead body of Mrs. Lauren. Mm-hmm. She's been hung, apparently, from, I guess,
top of the
stairwell type of thing. She's in her nightgown, and she's hanging there from a noose. Nora finds her first, freaks right out. Here comes everybody else to figure out, here go, Nora's at it again, having another freak out. Let's go see what her problem is this time. Oh, shit, it actually is a dead body. And
well, I'll give you that one, Nora, but, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, hey, how about grow up, all right? They cut the body down, they take it upstairs. Everybody's now getting very suspicious of Frederick Lauren, Vincent Price, because all of this back and forth snippy shit with his wife, so I think we should turn him into the police. Well, we can't do anything. There's no phone until the morning. Well, we all just need to keep an eye on him until then. So it's already, people are kind of like starting to gang up on Vincent Price a little bit. And this is where we get the second big reveal. Number one, Annabelle Lauren is not dead because the doctor came in and pronounced her dead.
Yeah.
So we have to assume that she actually is dead. Fuck me, Dusty. She's not dead.
Nope.
Not only that, but she's been banging the doctor behind his back. This whole thing is a big scam, dude.
I think she was banging more than just the doctor.
Sure. I'm sure. But the doctor.
But he's the one she roped into her little scheme here.
Yes. So basically, the plan is to, first off, scare the living piss out of Nora.
Right.
Get her running around the house with a loaded weapon.
Sure.
Okay. Check and check, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Then what we want her to do is somehow come across Frederick and basically shoot him and kill him.
Right.
She'll get off because she's a hysterical 19-year-old.
They want Frederick to be the one that is suspected of killing.
Yes.
Annabelle, yeah. And then so they're all kind of suspecting him, and she's already freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
So.
And she's running around the house with a loaded gun.
Right.
Okay. Fucking shit. You got to give him points for that. Was actually
good plan.
Brilliant. Yeah, because best case scenario, he gets killed, she inherits everything, and then she can bang all the pool boys she wants.
Sure.
Maybe instead he kills Nora, but then he goes to prison and she still gets everything.
Yep.
Right? So win-win-win, I guess technically. But now we have this weird cat and mouse game where everybody's trying to find Frederick because they think he's a murderer, and at the same time, Nora's running around hysterical with a loaded weapon. Mm-hmm. About this time, Nora is down in the cellar with a vat of acid. Frederick comes down and he's like, Nora, wait, I'm unarmed. And then she just turns, because she's scared shitless, turns and blasts him. Boom, boom, kills him. All right, shit. Well, the plan worked. Everything went according to plan, so up they go back into the
upstairs area.
Ballroom area. The doctor sneaks down, and he's thinking, I'm going to make sure old Frederick here is really dead. I'm going to throw his ass into the old boiling acid pit thing. Yeah. And he's on the point of doing that. He's dragging Vincent Price over to the pit, and then the screen just cuts to black. You hear like a
splash,
and then a psh, and then like a sizzling noise. Okay, shit. Well, I guess that's the end of old Vincent in this one, right, bud?
That's what we're thought.
We're led to believe, anyway. So now here comes everybody else thinking, oh, what the hell just happened? Nora just said she came up here and killed Frederick. Let's go down there. First one down is actually Annabelle. I mean, this is where things get very silly. But you got to take this part with a grain of salt because it's 1959. She's down there by herself. The lights go out, and up from the boiling acid comes a skeleton from your 9th grade biology class.
Yep.
Gag, 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 gag. You murdered me. I'm the ghost of Frederick Lauren. You had all my money, but it wasn't enough. And you can see him kind of,
Yeah.
Boop,
Marionette.
boop. Yeah, very much so. And you're like, well, okay, it's 1959. Special effects weren't that great. Annabelle freaks out, and she's getting chased around the fucking cellar by this marionette skeleton. And eventually she, of course, it kind of looked like the skeleton wanted to push her, but she just kind of went, and then went
herself into the acid.
Pretty much, yeah, whatever. And then everybody comes running downstairs after her, and they're like, what the hell? And this is where things get very silly, because out from behind a bunch of wine casks comes Vincent Price with this ridiculous kind of rope
puppeteer
pulley contraption. And he's like, well, my wife was trying to kill me, and she enlisted the doctor to help her. But now they're both dead, and I'm ready to go to court. And he takes the whole shit off.
Yeah.
And Watson Pritchard comes up, and he looks down at
still get our money?
Of course. Walks over to the acid pit, and he's like, there's 9 ghosts now. They'll be coming after me soon. And then he looks right at the camera and goes, soon they'll be coming for you.
The end.
The end, bud. And that was House on Haunted Hill, Dusty.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
That was the first time I saw it, actually. It wasn't bad. I mean,
it's public domain. Yeah. You can watch it literally anywhere. YouTube, 1,000 different Roku channels. I actually have the remastered Vincent Price collection. It's on there. It's a good show. It's very dated. It's probably more of like a crime thriller than there was ghosty stuff happening.
I think for the 50s, though, you showed a severed head.
Yes.
The old hag.
Yes.
I think that was pretty, for the 50s.
I wish I could have seen this for the first time in a theater for that hag scene.
Yeah,
what
were they doing?
Shitting their pants.
Yeah, in television.
Oh, yeah. So what would happen was, and this only lasted a couple of times because... Well, all right, so at the very end when the skeleton comes out of the acid, they would rig up a skeleton that would come out of a box right next to the movie screen.
Okay.
And then it would float around the theater.
Okay.
But what happened was a bunch of kids would see this movie 3 or 4 times in a weekend.
Tell everybody.
They would tell everybody, and then they would bring slingshots and shoot the skeleton down. Fucking assholes.
Little Dennis the Menace pricks.
It's what it is. They have to buy a new skeleton every week, God damn it. But it's a fun movie. It's not anything to be taken seriously. It's very dated. Why not? Check it out, dude. It's an hour and 15 minutes long. Plenty of 1950 style overacting.
Oh, yeah.
And swooning and weird grunting. She finds the severed head. Okay. What are you, the Tasmanian devil? Calm down. All right, I say check it out. Why don't we take ourselves a little break here, Dustin?
Right on.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I close my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight.
Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, Dusty.
Yes, we are.
Dude, I love me a haunted house movie.
Yes.
Which brings me to tonight's meat hook.
Oh, do tell.
Three on a meat hook.
3 on a meat hook. Top 3 haunted house movies.
Yes.
Or haunted locations, however you want to go.
I agree with that because I had a couple on my list that were locations, I think.
That's my jam right there. You know, where are we going with this? Go ahead and hit us with number 3 when you're ready there, Dusty.
All right, so number 3, I went with 13 Ghosts. The new one.
The new one?
Yes.
You know, I thought about
Channel
that.
Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Kattan.
Yeah. No, Chris Kattan was not in that one.
Wasn't that? No,
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Wasn't Chris Kattan the shitty doctor?
No. You're thinking of the House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, that's right.
remake.
I'm getting them freaking crossed.
Yes.
Yep, you're right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, Matthew Lillard. Yep.
So, I don't know about that house, though, bro.
Okay, so...
It's all glass.
I know. So, eccentric millionaire, billionaire,
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
He's spent his money on everything in the world that he fucking can do.
Of
right?
course,
Built
sure.
a glass house
Yeah.
with an engine in the middle of it that moves fucking walls and shit.
Yeah.
And says, you know what? I want to buy some ghosts and put them in the fucking basement.
I love that about him.
So, pretty cool. And then, mayhem ensues, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. First time I saw it, like, this is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. The ghosts were scary. Like,
Sure.
Some of them were sexy.
They're very sexy.
Yeah. So I was like, and Jen Elizabeth is easy on the eyes. Like,
yeah.
I just fucking loved it.
Where
And
does a guy beat off in that house?
Nowhere.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Go out in the backyard?
Where do you take a shit?
That's another good question, man. Neighbors are going to get real acquainted with my asshole.
Sure.
So there's that. I like that movie. There's a whole, if you watch the bonus features on the DVD, it gets into each ghost and their backstory and all that
that'd be
shit.
cool. I should watch that.
There's been like an ongoing internet rumor about, I think, either Starz or Showtime doing a 13 Ghost TV series.
I've heard rumblings.
It's been going on for centuries now, but it never actually happens. It's good. It's a good show. I just, it's very hard to follow the movie with that house, especially when the engine kicks on and then like
things start moving.
The glass panels start going up and down and moving around and shit.
Right.
Everybody just calm down for a second here. Where are we? What are we doing? Can you bring the big boob ghost back? Because she was great.
She's awesome.
Yeah. That's a good show, though. I like it anyway. My number 3, right next door to yours probably, Dr. Vaneket's Home for the Criminally Insane from the House on Haunted Hill remake.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm going to got to get into that and what are you looking at. But taking the original story from a simple house and moving it to an abandoned, burned out mental institution is a bit of a leap, but I think it worked out well. And when we get into that house and we see all the different, like the immersion therapy chamber and the electroshock booths and like all of that weird shit, like mental institution style cells and things like that, it really cranks it up a notch.
Sure. It's a badass movie.
That's badass. There's a little-known sequel to the remake, Return to the House on Haunted Hill.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Don't do it. It's just going to piss you off. Whole lot of CGI. The concept is that at the end of the remake, you had the 2 survivors stranded on top of the house on top of the California coast. Now we're going to send in a team of mercenaries to inside Dr. Vaneket's Home for the Criminally Insane to find a mysterious artifact, And by the way, the whole house is a living body. So there's like a heart and lungs.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it gets very silly. It's a very silly thing. That's my number 3. Dr. Vannicutt's Home for the Criminally Insane.
All right.
How about number 2, Dusty?
All right, for number 2, I went with The Conjuring. Just cause,
Oh, The Conjuring House.
Yes.
Fucking A, man.
I love the kind of the mythos behind it. It
Okay.
started the whole Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
It was creepy as shit the first time I saw it.
Sure.
So it just stuck with me. It has rewatchability, and I like the whole story behind it. It's a good fucking movie.
You ever look at pictures of the actual house?
No. The real deal,
The
Lorraine,
the Perone house,
yeah.
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 It's a shanty in Appalachia. Appalachia.
Oh, is it?
Appalachia or Appalachia?
Appalachia? Is
Appalachia.
That upper West Virginia?
That area, yeah. Very, it's very small.
Because this one looked like a suburban home.
Yeah, it looked like a plantation, pretty much, right? It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we're about to get hit with another Conjuring movie, by the way.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go.
So this movie sparked off the whole
the
shit
universe,
and
dude.
Yeah.
That's a good show, man. Conjuring 2, a little bit better. I would say better than Conjuring 1. Then you got Annabelle. Annabelle Creation, I think. That one was pretty good.
I like the Creation one. I wasn't fond of
those
Annabelle.
motherfucking nun movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not so good. It got to go rated R, man.
Yes.
That's my number 1 complaint. But my number 2 for the meat hook, the Overlook Hotel.
Oh, The Shining.
Now, a couple of thoughts.
It was on my honorable mention. It almost snuck in to number 3. I was going back and forth between that and one other, and I'll tell you about it.
Okay. Now, a couple of thoughts on that. Is that really a ghost story, per se?
I would say yes, but I mean, haunted location, as you would say. Yeah.
Yeah. But the story of The Shining, I feel like, has more to do with alcoholism and the breakdown of the family.
Yeah, but I think he was influenced by said entities, right?
Sure.
I know he was, right? So it drove him in fucking insane to, do what he was trying to do, So
now, you've seen The Shining, obviously.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time with any remakes of that. Now, if you watch the original Stanley Kubrick's Shining, there is a very strong case to be made that all of the quote-unquote ghost action was only happening in the characters' heads, in all of their heads.
Well, they'd have what do you call it, collective psychosis or something like that? I mean, like...
Yeah, it's possible. But, like, if you take the scene, like, nothing happens when they're together.
But if you know the source material, you know that it's really fucking ghosts.
It is,
right? Because Danny's got The Shining, and
and then you get into Dr. Sleep, and you need to go back to the whole thing. That being said, I love The Shining. It's one of my favorite movies ever. If Jason Harrell were here, he'd probably upend this table and walk out. But getting into the source material, it is a very haunted hotel, and there's no getting around that in the book.
Yep.
The backstory of the ghosts in the book is like these mobsters, these socialites, various like cheating spouses, suicides, all over the fucking place.
The hotel is the entity, basically.
It becomes that way,
right? Because it's the one that's causing all these people to do things, much like Jack Torrance, right?
Yeah.
So, and causing these other people to do things, and it's just basically sucking them in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's feeding on these. It's basically collecting their souls to keep itself kind of alive. So it's in the book. It's very alluded to that it's a entity, a living entity. Not living, but I mean, it's the house is a thing,
alive,
right? Alive, because I mean the shrubbery and that kind of shit.
Topiary.
There's all kinds of other shit that goes on in the book that you don't even see about in the movie. Like the boiler itself has got its own fucking attitude in the book, right? I mean. So, yeah.
I go Overlook from my number 2.
I like it.
All right, what do you got at number 1?
All right, this is tough for me to rate these, but I thought just because it kind of kicked off, it was right at the beginning of the found footage shit, right? And it was, being horror dorks that we are, you seen the blood, the guts, the gore.
Sure.
Nothing really. We're a little desensitized.
You
to
could
things,
say that,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So then Paranormal Activity comes out,
right?
And I was like, dude, this is really fucking creepy. Like, because it looks as if it's really could happen, right? Filmed on home video, and I know it was a shtick like the Blair Witch, but it was one of the found footage things that really fucking worked. And I thought,
agree.
when I watched it the first time, that night I was like, fuck, that was fucking scary. Like, I had to get my feet in the covers. I usually sleep no covers, right?
Right.
Had to keep the feet in the covers, and shit doesn't affect me. I watched all kinds of fucking bad shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But I just remember that movie, like, that's fucking creepy,
Dude, the spells where she would get up and just
Stare at
over
him? Yeah.
for like 2 hours at a time. I love my wife very much, but if I catch her doing that shit,
No.
I'm going to throw something.
What are you doing, hon?
You want to get back in bed? Oh, you're not going to answer me?
Yeah.
Freak right out, man.
Yeah, it's just the way they filmed it, and I don't know. Like I said, it was original fucking idea.
Oh, yeah.
And it stuck with me, and I thought it was just a good flick.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really an original idea. It's just an idea that, I mean, we've seen found footage ghost movies.
Right, but I think that
This
was kind
one
of like towards the beginning of it all, right?
Was done to almost perfection.
Yes.
Like, it very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
You never saw well, you do, I think, in Ghost Dimension or one of those
Right,
sequels.
but you never see the entity.
Not in the first 4 or 5 movies.
Yes.
It's just, the door slamming at the right time.
Yep.
The way they did this thing with the audio where dead silent, but they would like turn up the ambiance. So where you get that.
So you hear the
yeah.
you hear the in the background.
Yeah.
And how the camera was they would fast forward through it.
Yeah.
And she was standing there, and like you could see the little twitchy
little
movements because like she's moving slowly, but because they're fast forwarding, it was like twitchy.
Yeah.
Dude, just fucking rad.
Good stuff, dude.
I like it.
Good stuff. My number 1, the Belasco House.
Okay.
The Legend of Hell House, my man.
Yep.
That was a imagine if The Shining had a boner. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay.
If the Overlook Hotel didn't necessarily want it to kill you, but it was going to hold you down and do some things to you.
Yeah.
And possibly like get in your wife's head and make her want to get on your nerdy friend for some reason. What the fuck? Wait.
Just to spite you.
Just to fuck with you, and just because it likes having like the whole backstory behind the Belasco house was like this big party, hedonistic sex, vampirism, like that Roddy McDowell speech, vampirism, hypnotism, cannibalism, bestiality, necrophilia, all within the throes of like a weekend. And then the owner of the house just boards the place up and walks away, and everybody is left inside to rot. About a year later, they open the place up, dead bodies and disgusting everywhere.
Yeah.
And now it is haunted as shit.
Right.
And horny, too.
That was the whole plan, was to make a haunted house, right?
Well, no, the plan at the start of the movie was that the millionaire wanted proof of life after death because he was about to die. So he hires the research team along with the psychic and that professor that had the machine that he thought he could eradicate ghosts or something like that. But they get in there, man, and it's just weird, sexy time, and there's a little ghost rape involved, and gets very, very creepy.
Yep.
I am much more afraid of a ghost that is trying to penetrate me than I am one that's just going to walk up and down the hallway. In the middle of it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to bed now.
All right, Phil, just don't stay up too late.
Exactly. If you could level up my World of Warcraft character, that would be great.
That'd be swell of you. You're living here rent-free, by the way.
All right, inmates, that's your meat hook for the week. It's
Had a
top
couple
3.
of honorable mentions.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like I said, Shining was on there, right? And then I was thinking, I didn't really know which way direction we were going, but The Dark and the Wicked.
That's a good one, too.
That's like a haunted farm, but it kind of attaches itself. It moves out of there, you know, it follows it. So, but that's a badass fucking movie.
That's a fucking movie. That is a fucking... I will say that is probably the last movie I've ever seen that actually like disturbed me in a way.
Yeah.
You know, that's a bad motherfucker right there. Yeah. It's just the only thing I don't like about it is the CGI goat slaughter scene. Because
some of it they did with what they had, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what they could, what they had.
Sure.
You know, so.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie is just like fucking bananas. So.
Yeah. The way that family gets fucked with.
Yeah.
Like, even people like the nurse that shows up to help the dying dad. Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and stab yourself in the eyeball with your sewing needles.
Fucking hell.
Fuck. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that one, and then The Entity. But that's
again,
another thing. It follows her around,
yeah.
so it's like, can that be considered haunted house or haunted person? Yeah,
yeah, it does because it like takes over
follows
her
to
car.
the fucking
and
takes her over, follows her to the hotel, everything.
Oh yeah,
so follows her to the research fucking facility.
That's where the movie gets silly.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna put the ghost in a freezer. Okay, there, fella. All right, inmates, let us know what your top 3 haunted locations are. We'd love to know. Mental health hotline is area code 775-387-0275, or hit us on the email, just mail@paddedroompodcast.com. Meantime, we're going to tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a little segment called What Are You Looking At? Jerkface.
What are you looking at?
So last night I watched the old House on Haunted Hill. I was intrigued, so I jumped right into the remake from 1999.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. I just ran out of time.
It's a good show, man. It's definitely a 90s movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can tell because you get a lot of unnecessary like crane shots. We don't need to see the top of the actors' heads every 5 minutes. Very music video-esque with like the way the lighting is. I get it. For the purposes of the film, they had like those big spotlights on the outside of the house.
Yeah.
Kind of turned the inside of it into a strip club, really, with all the strobe effect.
Strobe effect, yeah, from the spotlights, yeah.
Chris Kattan was great in it.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey Rush was great in it.
Yep.
It's a good show. Famke Janssen plays the wife of the millionaire. She's still hot, but a little bit of a snatch, I would say.
Yeah, but that's like her M.O. Like,
Yeah.
She's not playing Jean Grey. She's playing a bit of a...
That's the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit of a money-hungry whore is what she is. So she does it well, I would say. Good show. Again, let's stay away from that sequel. I've got it on disc around
I
here.
don't think I ever saw it.
You don't want it. You don't need that. It does have Serena Vincent in it, but she does not get naked
I'll pass.
in that one. So I don't think you need it. Lastly, I had half of my son's football team over here Friday night, and we sat out in the backyard and watched The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh, fucking great movie.
Right?
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that football team is now terrified of zombie wieners, as they should be.
I forgot how many... I was going to watch it with Eddie. I was like... Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that with you.
No, I had
You can watch it, but I'm not going to watch it with you.
My wife watched it with us. We got to the part where the zombies finally get to the big senior party.
Yeah.
As the guy is going down on the chick. She's
Yeah.
like, we can fast forward this part, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and fast forward this real quick. We don't need to see this. All right. I got it. That's a good show, though, man. It's
great.
one of my favorites.
Yep, me too.
That's all I got to watch this week. Dusty, what do you got?
Oh, I got quite a few here. Blair and I, or the Red Queen and I, finally watched Maxine. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I have.
Yep.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was good. I mean, I actually kind of think I liked it better than X. I definitely liked it better than Pearl.
I definitely liked it better than Pearl. I think I like X better, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we dug it.
No.
So, there's an A24.
Of course, another A24ing for you.
So, another A24 movie we rented, just because heard things about it. Death of a Unicorn. Have you seen that?
I've not seen it, but I have heard things about it.
Okay, I just had to see it, right? So, Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega. Basically, Paul Rudd plays he's a lawyer for a guy who is a gazillionaire pharmaceutical company owner. Okay. And he's invited up to his house, and I'm not sure where. Like somewhere, he's got this mountain retreat somewhere in Norway, or I'm not sure where, right? Okay. Single father, Paul Rudd. The wife has passed. He's raising his, moody teenage daughter, Jen Ortega. On the way to the house, he's supposed to go there to basically help facilitate the old man's estate because he's basically terminally ill, cancer. Okay. On the way up there, they're arguing in the car, and Patel fucking hit a unicorn.
Oh, shit. Okay.
On the road.
All right.
So they don't know it's a unicorn until they get out,
Right.
and there's and it's still alive. Okay, so it's moaning and groaning,
Right.
and Paul Rudd is there, and he's like, "What the fuck are we gonna do? I can't be late. My boss is not gonna like
Yeah.
this, and I got to make a good impression, and we're gonna be late." And so then Jen Ortega grabs the horn of this thing and fucking gets transported into seeing the universe as a whole, kind of like just fucking
Ooh.
trips out through this very A24, right?
Okay, of course.
She's tripping balls through the fucking
Okay.
universe, right?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, Paul Rudd takes a fucking tire iron and smashes this fucking thing's head in
Ooh.
to kill it,
Okay,
right? To put
yeah.
him out of misery.
But yeah, do the humane thing.
Okay, so they stuff it in the trunk of the car because they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
I got to get to my boss. I got to fucking, help
Yeah.
him with this thing.
Yeah.
And they get up there, and Paul Rudd seemingly he got hit in the face with this fucking purple unicorn blood.
Ugh.
And then she did too, and she's got some acne. By the time they get up to the place, her acne's cleared up. He fucking can see now. So come to find out, unicorn blood is like the best healing thing in the entire fucking world, right?
Nice. Okay.
So you can't kill a unicorn either. So the fucker wakes up
Yeah.
in the
Trunk of the
trunk
car.
of the car
Yeah.
and starts wreaking havoc. And it's a very horror comedy, and
Okay.
the whole family comes out. What's that kid's name? He's the redheaded kid. He's on Meet the We're the Millers, with Jason. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's funny,
Okay.
right? So they come out, and what the fuck is that? Like they're looking at a unicorn. Holy
Right.
shit, And then them being the capitalist pigs that they are, obviously are going to try to farm this unicorn blood
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and turn it into their next wonder drug to
Yeah.
cure cancer.
Hell yeah.
And basically start carving it up and fucking grinding up the horn, and the kids fucking snorting the fucking
Nice.
horn.
I mean, I probably
It's
would.
it's bananas, and
All
then
right.
you find out that this was the baby unicorn, and the parents aren't too none happy about you have their baby in there.
I get
and
that.
and then mayhem ensues.
Of course.
So it's fucking pretty good flick.
Nice.
It's funny, good kills, good gore, pretty good story behind it. The only thing that sucked about it was the CGI. Of
really?
The creatures were not. It was not great. I mean, you could have spent a little money on better CGI.
Yeah, you're A24.
Exactly. So,
Come on. Okay.
but the look of them, like design of them, is pretty fucking cool. Like the male dad has this giant, like fucking serrated blade horn.
Oh,
and, like,
nice.
it's cool.
Cool.
So, but it's a good flick.
Cool,
So-
cool.
So saw that. Then watched Predator: Killer of Killers.
All right.
All right.
Give me a diagnosis.
Again, I'm a Predator
You are a
fanboy,
Predator guy, yeah.
and I don't mind the animation.
Okay.
I dig the robot fucking Love, Death, and Robots. I
Yeah.
like the adult animation shit. I dug it
Okay.
because it fleshes out. It's three. It's like an anthology with a wraparound.
Okay.
It takes place in 3 different time periods. The first one's in Viking Age. Viking versus big bad burly fucking predator.
Okay.
Next one's in Japanese samurai age. 2 brothers basically vying to be the shogun's apprentice to learn how to become a freaking samurai. And the other one that didn't get picked is Shun. He becomes a ninja, and they have this death feud ever since then. And Predator shows up and picks the one who wins and fights, The next one is World War II fighter pilot gets in dogfighting with a Predator ship, throwing these fucking spears out and pulling these World War II planes out of the air.
Nice.
It has a lot of gore. I mean, it doesn't hold back. It's definitely adult animation.
Cool.
And then it's got a cool wraparound, and I don't want to talk about it, but you get to see a lot of the Predator lore. I mean, it goes into shit. The only thing that, I'm thinking to myself, right? We got Prey. It's by the same guy that did Prey and the same guy that's doing Predator Badlands. So he's kind of fleshing out the Predator lore and, I guess, making it canon.
Yeah.
So if you remember right, Predator 1, Predator 2, one of the big things they say about the Yautja is what they're called, right? Is
That's how you pronounce it.
Yautja. That's how
Okay.
they say it, even in the show. So
I always thought it was Utah.
No, it's Yautja.
Okay, Yautja.
Yeah.
Yautja.
Anyway,
Okay,
so
no.
but they come to hunt when it's
it's
fucking
hot.
hot and
Right.
sticky.
Yes.
And it's more like their planet,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. Well, the first episode of this trilogy, this anthology, the fucking predator comes to cold ass old Norse Viking world, right?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I guess just to hunt the fucking Vikings. But I mean, but they do flesh out a lot of things, and it kind of gives you a little hint. Okay, what happens if you beat a predator? What happens to you then? So it's a cool fucking flick. I mean, I would watch it. It's fucking free. If you like watching adult animation like I do, you do, I know, it's definitely worth a check out. So,
Right on.
and that's it.
Okay. Sounds good to me, man. Well, I guess it's time for some immersion therapy then.
Immersion therapy.
You know, I always wondered what happened to RoboCop after RoboCop.
He ended up on a planet being a mining fella, and then got fucking into Civil War.
Yeah, I think this may have severely damaged Peter Weller's career.
Oh god, this movie, fucking ridiculous.
I remembered seeing this when I was maybe a freshman and being like, oh, not that great, but whatever. And then after that, Peter Weller just disappeared. Yeah. This may have put the nail in the coffin.
It was basically, if you think about it, it was a somewhat of a fucking Terminator ripoff.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm
just
saying?
With
like
miniature little.
Yeah, but they evolved themselves into fucking
to the big
T-800s.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't that good, man.
No.
I don't know, dude. I hate to think that like one bad movie can ruin a career, and I'm not mad at Peter Weller. He's
no, he was doing it with what his role, right?
Yeah. Who was that Paz de la Huerta? Remember her?
She was the girl?
No.
Oh.
So did you ever watch Boardwalk Empire?
Yes.
You remember Nucky's first girlfriend, the really hot
Oh, yeah.
That's Paz de la Huerta.
Oh, is?
Yeah.
Okay.
She did a couple of movies, and then she did a movie called The Nurse 3D, which was horrific.
Okay.
And she has pretty much never been seen or heard from again. She
ruined her career on that one, huh?
She even tried to sue the writer and director of The Nurse because of the damage that it did to her career.
Wow.
So
that's ballsy.
I guess it can happen, man. I hate to think that this is the end of. Well, Peter Weller showed up in a few movies like recently.
Yeah. What is he? What did he show up in lately?
There was one where he was like a Catholic bishop. I think it was.
Yes.
I think it was like one of Heath Ledger's last movies or something like that.
I think you're right.
I could be wrong.
What was that called? Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, go ahead and avoid Screamers unless you really want some sci-fi nonsense. Sure. Dusty, what do you got for us this week, big dog?
All right. So, since I liked it, and I want to see what you guys think about it, Tom Hardy already made his feelings known. Let's try to check out Predator Killer of Killers. It's on Hulu now or Disney Plus. Basically a 3-part anthology following the Predator or the Yautja.
Yautja. I gotta practice that.
Yeah, delving into their culture a little bit,
There it is.
Through different time periods.
There it is. Check it out, inmates. We'll do the same, and we can compare notes next week. In the meantime, it's time for a round of Who's Your Daddy?
Who is Daddy?
First, my clues from last week. I am a inquisitor, Dusty, and my job is to go out and find the people that have made pacts with the devil. And then I have to interrogate them, and if they're good little boys and girls, they'll confess, in which case I can just kill them. Or if they don't want to confess, then I have to extract a confession. Many ways I can do it. I prefer the psychological method. I put them under this big swinging axe blade, and it just ticks back and forth and back and forth. Now, I can stop it if I want to. If they want to confess, I'll stop it. If not, I'm just going to let it cut them in half. It's The Pit and the Pendulum, bro.
Yep. Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, silly kind of a movie, or a horny one, depending on which version you're watching. Who might I be this week, you ask? Well, I am a 8-year-old boy, and my fairly successful dad and mom have recently purchased a winter retreat, and I'm very excited to go check it out. We get up there, and I immediately start finding these weird artifacts depicting something with horns and very scary stuff. And there's also a neighbor that is really pissed off at us because apparently the winter retreat that we just bought was his dream home, and we bought it right out from underneath him. And he didn't like us one bit. I really hope my dad doesn't get almost killed and have to crawl 2 miles through the snow to almost make it to a hospital. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week and I'll drop some knowledge on you, big guy.
I am so on the edge of my seat.
Woo! In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us, Dusty. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility quite a bit. Head on over to paddedroompodcast.com. You'll get all the information you need about us there. Patreon links, T-Villain links, pictures of me superimposed on black men's penises. I think there's some recipes up there now. People put whatever they want over there.
Sure.
I don't even know anymore. Join us next week for the Haunted Palace here in Vincent Price Month. And in the meantime, I think that's about it. You got anything else on the week, dude?
No, I'm good. Thanks for listening here.
Of course. For Buddy in Absentia, Vincent Price himself. Did you know that he also wrote a series of cookbooks?
I did not.
He was quite the chef.
Yeah.
He was very passionate about cooking food.
Well, as you guys said last week, I didn't know he was like a millionaire, brought up in a millionaire family.
Yeah, he didn't have to work.
Right.
He could have just chilled out.
Yeah.
Just took acting classes just for shits and giggles. Becomes a horror god, pretty much. Houses on haunted hills. Other horny places that you can possibly get jacked off in. Very creepy jerk-off sessions, I don't know. Zombie apocalypses, zombie wieners that you see in the zombie apocalypses, and the Padded Room Podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.